What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. So about 2 months ago, I did a video here on the channel about Scott Peterson, and um, the question was: is Scott Peterson going to get out? Is he going to become a millionaire because he was wrongfully prosecuted? Whatever, wrongfully incarcerated, whatever. And for those of you that don't know or just need a refresher, Scott Peterson was found guilty in the death of his wife and unborn child. As a result of the conviction, he was sentenced to death in California. Um, California is not Texas. People die of old age, have died of old age, and other causes on California's death row before the state got to him. Now, even though Peterson was found guilty and sentenced to death in 2020, uh, a court ruled that he should receive life without the possibility of parole. So for about the last 4 years, that's what he's been serving. Life without is what we call it. LWOP for short. For those of you that don't know, if you ever hear a California YouTuber from this genre talk about LWOP, it means life without the possibility of parole. Okay. So rightly so, a lot of people were in an uproar. A lot of people believe that Scott Peterson is guilty and that he should not be afforded these appeals. And this was the Innocence Project that filed on behalf of Peterson. These recent papers that were filed on his behalf by the Innocence Project, and basically the attorneys are saying that there was evidence suppressed or not examined correctly, or we'll say something along those lines, right? And so they filed paperwork saying, we believe if this is tested and if that is tested and if that is tested, that Scott Peterson will be exonerated and the courts would have to, in the interest of justice, release him from prison. I don't watch TV. I don't watch the news. I don't watch movies. However, this morning, I just so happened to catch a news bite. And I was interested because it had to do with Scott Peterson and what is going on with the papers that were filed, how the judge has ruled. And basically, it's come down to this: the judge in the case, the judge reviewing the papers filed, has decided that the defense has not done enough or has overreached. There was, I believe, there was a piece of evidence they wanted checked out that had the judge said it has nothing to do with this case. I believe there was something with the neighbors, and the judge was like, that was never even checked out in the first place. Anyways, basically, and Scott's not going to want to hear this, and those who believe in his innocence aren't going to want to hear this. Thankfully, it looks like everything has been shut down except one piece of evidence. A piece of duct tape will be examined again. There will be a test run on that one piece of evidence. Unless I missed something, it's a piece of duct tape that the defense is saying will have someone else's DNA on it. How would they know that? And where would they get that from? And the defense tried to throw everything, try to get as much stuff examined as possible in the hopes that something else would be there. But imagine if you had been Scott's friend and you went with Scott to go work on something And he was like, "Hey, bro, can you go ahead and duct tape that for me?" And you use that duct tape and you duct tape whatever you were helping him with. And then he used that duct tape and he sat in prison for years. And he's like, "How can I get out, man? How can I get out?" Jim used the duct tape. Poor Jim. Jim didn't have anything to do with Lacey Peterson's death and disappearance and death. But Scott knew that Jim had used that tape because Jim was his friend and Jim offered his time to go help his buddy duct tape something. I'm now this is all just, me talking, but imagine if that was really something that happened. That he sat in his cell and he was like, what can I think of? What can I think of? Because that's what people do in prison. Some people, most they don't do that because they don't have any hope. And I'm not saying that Scott has hope. That Peterson, I don't want to call him Scott. That Peterson has hope. That Peterson is trying to find who did this to his wife and unborn child. I'm not saying that at all. But I am saying I guarantee he's thinking I can beat this. So much was pointing at his guilt. Remember the orange type? Like he dyed his hair. He took off. He dyed his hair. And, he was having an affair. And why not just leave? Why not just say, you know what, this isn't working out? And again, I'm not saying that Scott did it. That's for, a jury has decided he did it. A judge has decided he did it, accepted that guilty verdict. I have to be careful because, like I said, he's sitting there and he's trying to think of all these different things and maneuvers. Now he could, attacking a content creator through his attorneys that would not get him out. But I don't need the headache. That's why we use the word allegedly. But whenever I hear cases like this, when a guy is cheating, a guy has decided to have an affair, and then their wife or their girlfriend or whoever winds up no longer breathing, it never makes sense to me. It just, why not just part ways? Like you loved that person at one point. What made you decide that this other one was worth getting rid of the other one permanently for? I think it is very clear, at least to me, that the ruling of the court, as far as, yeah, we'll let you examine one piece of evidence, I think that pretty much solidifies. Go ahead and Mr. Peterson, go ahead and if you're watching, which I'm sure you watch a lot of these prison channels. There's something we should tell guys in prison. When they were acting up, and wasting their own time worrying about stuff they don't need to. Go ahead and get a towel, or even your pillow, man, and like roll it up real tight and rest your neck on it, big dog, because you ain't going nowhere. The party's over. The jury has decided. The judge has decided. And I highly doubt this piece of duct tape is going to help you in any type of way. That's my video for today, you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them, right? I'm out of here.